able to come home.
Well, we're back at it again. Welcome guys to Zootopia 2, a movie where animals do, well, animal things. I know I'm a little late to the hype, but just hear me out. This movie just had to get a recap. So we start with a flashback to the first movie where Nick and Judy, our main duo, catches Mayor Bellwether's evil plan with a toy carrot pen. She obviously gets arrested, acting completely unhinged in court. Nick gets a gift from Judy for finishing the first case, and we meet the new mayor, this horse dude named Brian Windancer, voiced by the GOAT, Patrick Warburton. And yeah, that's the same guy from the B movie crashing out. He gives a speech about Zootopia being a united community, and we get a scene between Judy and Nick that low-key has some chemistry since she grabs him by the tie and glasses and proceeds to punch him hella time. Then we get their morning routines. Judy wakes up early and organized, while Nick is just like me in the morning when I don't want to get out of bed. And also, why is Nick using a hairbrush to brush his teeth? We meet Chief Bogo again giving a mission briefing, but Nick and Judy are already on the case disguised as a mom and dad. Can this movie get any more obvious about whether these two are dating? They walk in and are stopped by an anteater called
Inspector Snootley,
the guy they're actually trying to catch. Judy tries to act undercover but blurts out,
"What do you do? Ensure that nothing illegal gets smuggled here in one of these cargo containers?"
He tells him to leave, but Nick pulls out an illegal move and plays the victim card with his baby, somehow convincing Snootley to show empathy and letting Nick swipe his keys to give to Judy. She opens the crate, but her radio goes off with Chief Bogo yelling, which sells them, and Snootley runs and drives off. They hijack a car and chase him, but their team, consisting of a pig, zebra, and a hippo, has the coordination of a single brain cell. Like, how do you even get hit by your own strike strips? Eventually, Snootley gets knocked out by a stop sign, and they're driving straight into a parade. Judy hits a miracle-placed nitro boost, jumps into the van, swerves to land on a statue, somehow not dying in the process. Alright then. Judy finds snakeskin in the van, and later they're outside Chief Bogo's office watching a podcast that says snakes are very rare in Zootopia and reptiles are basically banned there too. Inside, Bogo lectures the hell out of them for their recklessness, but Nick just doesn't care, puts on his glasses and proceeds to roast the pigs, which is honestly deserved. Bogo has a one-on-one with Judy, but Nick interrupts again, saying he doesn't care, blaming his traumatic childhood for being so unserious, before Bogo responds with,
"Would you like a traumatic adulthood?"
which finally shuts him up. They get pulled from the field and assigned it partner therapy, yep, a class called a Partners in Crisis, and their faces already scream, "We do not belong here." Judy keeps hitting Nick while introducing themselves and saying they do not belong here, but the instructor hits her back with some reverse psychology.
Notice how she answered first, did not allow her partner to speak, seems to be in a state of denial and taps her foot when she's suppressing discomfort.
God damn, is this what happens when you take a psychology degree? She makes two of the members introduce themselves to each other, and let's just say it doesn't go well at all, and their faces that Judy are making are just diabolical. The two have a chat after that, and Nick throws a soda at the wall mid-chat. Like, what was even the goal there, man? They exit after being mocked, and Judy hands Nick a book to read for the next partner therapy meeting. But of course, Nick doesn't study and instead chills watching TV. Judy studies like a champ while watching the news, spotting the van from the case document. She digs into the Linksley's journal history and discovers that the 100-year celebration matches the anniversary of the only recorded snake attack in Zootopia, which was the Linksley's tortoise maid who tried to stop the snake from stealing the journal. Judy calls Nick, who's about to hang up on her, until she shows up at his front door. Talk about a clingy girlfriend, man. She sees Nick's house and says,
"No wonder you never invite me over."
explaining they have to do this, otherwise they get split up as partners. Nick hesitantly agrees and they drive to the gala. We get a short montage of the party and this absolute fire song from Shakira, just like the first movie, which I can't play because of copyright reasons. At the gala, Nick shouts,
"Oh my god, a viper!" A window viper. Yeah.
They spot a back door. Judy hands Nick a suit because they're sneaking in, and at this point, the chemistry between these two has to be overflowing because just look at this scene, and also this one. Inside, Nick tells Judy to calm down and blend in, hits her with some,
"It's not just the clothes, okay? It is the vibe,"
before going extroverted and even bags a bear. Yo, somebody gotta stop this man. Judy checks the journal. Nick warns about Bogo. She hides and bumps into a lynx called a Palbert. And I don't know about y'all, but this guy is already giving me the feeling of fake. Because the way he's over-expressing himself and acting so awkward, it's just kind of weird, but I'm not sure about this. Nick gets jealous, like dude is bumping into people without paying attention.
What the pork?
Judy shuts off his comms. Nick discovers dead snake scales, and Judy finds out that Palbert is a lynxly, but but by the looks of it, bro is getting bullied by his siblings. Nick investigates further and discovered the snake is on the ceiling. He bumps into Bogle out of literally everyone else, who drags him out, but he hits the light for Judy to look. The snake jumps down like a menace, making everyone run in panic. The snake grabs the journal and the head Linksley, with Judy chasing after them, while we get some references to movies like Ratatouille. Judy catches up to them and the snake claims they aren't bad. The Linksleys are, and needs the journal to prove it. An emotional moment that quickly ends with Nick hitting him in the face. Ouch. Turns out the Linksleys are the bad guys and they want the snake killed it while framing a report to make him look like the villain. But Judy obviously has other plans and throws straight fire at them, trying to escape with the snake, who then accidentally bites Chief Bogo. And at the same time, the pigs walk in and the Linksleys try to frame them for helping the snake and attacking the chief. Talk about a plot twist in 3 minutes, man. They throw the snake out the window, who has picked it up by some mysterious motorbike dude, while Judy and Nick escape with the journal and by some miracle gets picked up by the GOAT, the Godfather, Mr. Big. News goes wild. Mayor Windancer knows about the Linksley situation and is threatened by the head to find the journal on the 3 or he's cooked. Cut to Nick and Judy meeting Mr. Big, his daughter and granddaughter, in a pink fashion factory. They give Nick and Judy new clothes, identities, and even clean up any evidences. Judy insists they've been framed, so his daughter recommends them to a reptile expert, the podcast beaver, to help. And to be honest, she's a little crazy.
Nibbles, maple stick! Okay, we are cooked.
They head to Marsh Market to find the reptiles, and we get a moment between Nibbles and a walrus talking in some native language that somehow gets them a ride. The pig cops follow. Nick and Judy act like hooligans, and we learn Nick is scared of reptiles. Inside a club, they meet a Rango looking dude offering them worms to eat. Disgusting, but they eat it anyway, like damn. Turns out it's a prank. A pretty bad one, at least. The Rango character checks the journal, says the secret is on the metal covering. Only vipers can see it. He also says the secret must have been huge because a tortoise died for it. And Nick jokes around saying,
I am guessing that it was a slow death.
Boy, if you don't get...
He goes on to explain how the snake incident changed how people view the reptiles, and the Linksleys exploited it by expanding Tundra Town, and now they're doing it again, threatening the Marsh Market. Before they can talk further, the police finds them, leading to a chase where the snake takes the journal. They end up in a tunnel holding their breath for a surprisingly long amount of time and almost drowns until Nick bails them out, allowing the snake to escape. Nick and Judy are greeted by some German goats saying, "Nein, nein, ze fell at the tube," and it turns out they're in the Europe side of Zootopia. They get info on a former snake hideout at Honeymoon Lodge near Copenhagen, aka Copenhagen in real life, and they have to climb a 1,000-foot mountain with just a rope. Surely nothing will go wrong. On the way, Nick plays with Judy's recording device, leading to a tiny fight between them and a broken carrot recorder. Way to go, Nick. Judy climbs away disappointed and Nick feels guilty. She investigates inside the house while Nick nearly dies when the floor collapses and spots the police below them, so he goes to warn her. She learns the Lynxes kicked it out the snake of their own home. Nick tries to warn her again, but she's in the zone until he hits her with,
I don't care about the case. Judy, it's not worth dying for.
just as the police rams the house, splitting it in half. Nick gets tackled into a bedroom with a sheep. Hey, yo. Judy almost gets caught until Paulbert appears. Where the f did he come from? The snake is also there. They save Judy after a tranquilizer dart, but I gotta pause here for a second since Judy straight up abandons Nick after they both admit they can't save him. Instead of even trying, she just leaves him. Like, why would you do my boy so dirty like that? My boy is left in a 1v2 against 2 sheep and yeah, ends up getting knocked down. Damn, that was lucky rough for Nick. Judy wakes up, asks Paulbert and the snake where Nick is, like she didn't just leave him 2 seconds ago, and they say he got caught while they drive away from Zootopia. Nick gets presented to Mayor Windancer, who asks him where Judy is, and Nick looks him dead in the eye and says,
You know, she's a rabbit, so maybe you can pull her out of your hat.
He then gets tossed into a cell and the head Linksley threatens him, but Nick does not break. The Linksleys discover Paulbert is helping them and goes after him. Meanwhile, the trio heads to a camp when we finally know the name of the snake. Gary the snake. Yeah, that name checks out. They arrive at Paulbert's home, which is very nice. The two then explain their partnership. Oh, I just sent the Linksleys an anonymous mail that they really didn't have my name or why I deleted the book, and Paulbert was nice enough to sneak me through. Yep, anything for you, man. After hearing that, Judy feels guilty for leaving Nick, as she should, because she trusted these two over Nick, who she went through literal wars with in the last movie. Anyway, they promise her they'll get him back, and they head outside to see what the journal is actually like. To spare you the details, Gary's great-grandmother Agnes founded Zootopia and the Weather Walls, not Paulbert's great-grandfather Ebenezer, who stole her ideas through her pseudoscientific patent into the fire, killed the tortoise maid, framed her, and took all the reptile land for himself. Damn, he is the definition of evil. But joke's on him, the maid kept the original signed paper, meaning that if they find the paper, then the rightful ownership belongs to Gary's family instead of the Linksleys. Now here's my question. This whole time, why in the world did Paulbert just expose his entire family secret to a couple of strangers he barely met, and also to the person his great-grandfather framed it? This just sounds very suspicious, and the fact that he's even hesitant to find the paper under all that snow despite knowing the location is even more sus. I don't know about you, but I got my eye on you, Paulbert. The Linksleys managed to track down Paulbert, and this is where I found out that the pig cop Hogbottom is straight up corrupt. She's working for them. Like, oh my god, does the Zootopia Police Department not check their employee backgrounds at all? Jesus. And of course, while all this chaos is happening, Nick gets tossed into a cell like a ragdoll. Classic. Nick meets Nibbles again, the person he least wants to spend time in prison with, has a therapy talk with her about Judy, and says he can't lose her. Bro just deserves the greatest boyfriend award, man. Nibbles hugs him, and as the W wing woman she is, she and Nick escape, not before meeting her again. Ugh. Enter our man Flash Dash 100-yard dash, who hits the pedal and makes him go. Judy and the team head to the power control panel, but are chased by the police cause Paulbert forgot his phone can track him. Meanwhile, Clawhauser gets on Paul's computer after trapping the dude in donuts to give Nick the location of Judy. The three make it inside and meet Gazelle, who helps them by beating the crap out of these two zebras. A lot of things happen, Nick yelling at Flash to hurry, the Linksleys realizing they're trying to reactivate the old town, and they order the police to take them down. Hogbottom hesitates, then somehow accidentally pulls the trigger, and Judy goes full "Get down, Mr. President!" Just when it looks like she's toast, my boy Flash swoops in with his car and saves the day. Judy and the gang rush inside while Nick follows Nibbles, but of course he's locked out. They reach the control room, activate the light tower, and boom, it reveals the house location. Nick barely gets inside before getting incinerated, and of course, just when things seem fine, Paulbert betrays them, stabbing Judy in the neck. I told you he was sus, and tossing Gary into the cold. He's all like, I gotta do this so my family will be proud, and
I don't want to be different.
Paulbert goes on a frenzy, stabs Nibbles in the heart, ow, then corners Nick while Judy and Gary watch in pure panic. But of course, Disney plot armor activates, Gary hits them with some glowing miracle and somehow heals Judy. Bro legit turned on creative mode for just a second with that glow. Nick fights Paulbert for the anti-venom, saves Judy, and Judy saves him from falling while Paulbert falls to his death like a video game character. The two hug it out while Gary third wheels like,
I can't believe that it's finally me and you and you and me, just us and your friend Steve.
Nibbles is also alive thanks to Gary, and guess who else is alive? Yep, Paulbert! He somehow survived the 100-feet fall with 0 injuries. Some plot armor, bro. He drives off, but the crew chases after him. Paulbert meets his dad, who confronts him at first, but after hearing him out, he's like, "Aye, son, maybe you aren't such a disappointment," before Nibbles busts in saying,
Takes a threesome to be something, but a four-way to bust your doorway.
Hey, yo, pause, bro. They get into a massive fight. Gary and Nibbles stay behind while Judy and Nick chases Paulbert through a maze, but instead of splitting up, Judy and Nick just their way through, and together they jump like the couple they are. With Gary and Nibbles' help, they gang up on Paulbert while Mayor Winddancer finally beats up on the family. Like, bro, couldn't you have just done that sooner? The team finds Gary's great-grandmother's home and the original letter. Paulbert tries to burn it, but then thank God Hogbottom redeemed it herself. The Linksleys get arrested, and we get a montage of news, reptiles returning, the town reopening, and a party. The movie ends with Nick returning the broken carried recording toy and saying,
Love you, partner.
which Judy records. They chase down the remaining bad guys and finish with a Gazelle concert just like the first movie. Overall, really great sequel to the first movie, and I give it a solid 9 out of 10 animals. And it's been a while, but like and sub, and I'll see you later on the next one.